What is chirpin, my peeps? I have quite a bit to go over, so this is all post commentary right now. Here you see me doing my sync test, you know. But I went through, recorded this episode, and the commentary did not record for whatever reason. Don't know why, and I'm actually really upset because I feel very happy with my commentary this episode. And there's a lot of things that you can imagine would have been great. So, not gonna lie, I'm just rewatching this video now, commentating over it, so I'm gonna try to replicate what I was thinking at each time and kind of, you know, talk you through what was happening in this episode. But that's about it. There's a long intro here because I was explaining, this is episode 25 of The Last Promise, and I haven't played this for a week, about. I last recorded the 22nd, today's the 28th, and, yeah, and there was no episode that went up today on the 28th because we finally caught up with the, finally caught up with the episode, finally caught up with all the uploads, so that's why, you know, there's no episode today. This is all new, we're back, you know, this is fresh, you know, as you can see when this is uploaded to the date, whatever. Anyways, so I'll try to replicate the voice acting, but it might be a little hard. Oh, I want you to ambush our enemies here. I said, yes, yes, I do. Oh, once they reach the top of the tower, I said, surprise them from behind and wipe them out. I set out. We're allowed to kill for once. Oh, please do. Oh, Lord, please do. Good. I like your style, Gallagher. I'm leaving. Take care. Oh, take care of things here. I said, do say, take care of things here. Are you sure this is the right thing to do, sir? They look like twins. I mentioned that, I think, there. What? Since when do we do the right thing? Or related. What nonsense are you talking about? Oh, sorry, I'm losing it. Of course you are. You're getting less sane by the day. We're here to kill. That's what an elite group of ours is for. Yeah, of course. Let's go hide. The rebels should be here soon. There's quite a bit of talking. Once we get to the info screen, I'll, you know, do some more talking there. We're almost at the top of this tower.
Yeah, once we get there, we should find the Heaven Seal and the legendary sword.
Hey, Anakin. Dude, Anakin's voice, I mentioned this in this episode. Fake yawning for him makes me real yawn so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll be able to use the Heaven Seal? I think so. After all, you're Siegfried's son. Yeah, this is a plot point, a plot hole that I was mentioning here. That's why we stopped. We already used the Heaven Seal on Siegfried, so this whole scene is kind of out of place. And well,
you get your hair from your mother.
Huh, I hope so. I'd hate to disappoint my dad.
Hey, we'll never know until we get there.
You're right, let's go. It's hard to reread because I'm rereading at a different pace than what I originally read it at. I see it. Yeah, it is really weird though that, you know, here's the sword Silvos, the partner to Silmeria. It was used by Opta's friend Silvos. Centuries later, it's still so magnificent.
Wow, I've never seen you act like that, Sean. I mean, I didn't even know you knew so much about the Sylvans. I guess it's pretty great, but Arbiter's sword must be even greater. After all, he's one of the 7 heroes. It beats some friend of his.
There's the Heaven Seal behind the throne. Again, out of order, but,
Alright, we got what we needed. Let's get out of here.
I'm right behind you, Anakin. We're getting ambushed. Yeah, I wanted to bring Kellic on this mission, but he's gone. Can't let you do that, Anakin. Gallica's orders us to take you down.
What? An ambush? Did they follow us in after the tower?
No, that can't be it. My dad's waiting outside for us. He would have seen somebody enter.
Then how'd they find us? Are you saying they somehow got into here before we did?
I don't know, Anakin. I don't know. What do we do? There are so many, and we didn't bring in many people here. Kellic and my dad aren't here, and...
Calm down, Sean. We can do this. They're below us and have to cross the stairs to get to us. If we can block them from coming up here, they'll be worn down. When they are, we can storm them and head out.
You're right. I need to think clearly and calmly. Yeah, you do. That's right. I don't remember why I got stuck here for so long, but somehow I did. What do we do?
Well, that's a good question, but I don't want to find out with words.
Right. A knight speaks with his sword, not his tongue. I can do this, Anakin. Alright, so we come to the prep screen, and immediately I notice we only get 10 units. That's a little scary. I also immediately say that I want to bring Kellic, but I don't know who we're going to drop. So, my plan was to drop Zack, and I was talking to Altheris because he was level 20, but my plan was to drop Zack to get Kellic, but we can't even bring Kellic, so can't bring Kellic or Siegfried. So I just kind of do some looking here. I'm debating between Tamiko and Emma, which one of the two healers I want to bring. And I'm happy with the squad we have here. Still thought about dropping Zack for somebody. I thought about dropping Zack for another healer, but I just, after we take a look at the map here, you'll see, we see a lot of assassins here. So, I really decide, you know what, I want the range. I want to stay away from the assassins. They're not scary on their own, but they have lethality. Take a look at the two bosses here. I noticed he's got an elixir to kill. Fell contract, that made me very, very excited. Because, like, finally, Altheris can promote. That is beautiful. We will take it. Shadow Sword, very scary. It has a range of 2. Used to kill was its description. That is very, very scary. And then him, he's got that elixir. Nothing melts out to him. So I'm just kind of looking around, you know what I'm saying. Is Altheris worth keeping for steal? So I'm looking at enemies, what they got, if anything's worth sealing. Dude's dropping a silver sword, which is nice. Ocean seal, that made me very, very mad. Because I just used the animate seal on Mark a couple chapters ago. Let me tell you, I was really mad about that that seal. Seeing that ocean seal made me mad. Lockpicks, I debated on stealing. Not debated, I wanted to steal them. Thunderbolt, I knew I wanted. And I do special planning to try and get the Thunderbolt later. But I realized, alright, there's the range, so just keep units behind there, then we'll try to plan that out. And, you know, nothing too much else here. You know, we just take a look. I'd say the Light Ruin should be worth keeping. It's worth trying to steal. My prediction for what it sold for was like 500. I don't remember how much it sells for, but I said we'll try and steal that just, you know, for money, sell it. We're gonna need money, we need money. And, yeah, so we just kind of look around. These dudes are named Assassin, but they're not Assassins. It threw me off because it said Assassin, but he had the thief, the sprite of a thief, so I was thrown off. So that's why I took a little pause there, you know, took a look at him. This dude's got a killing edge. Kind of scary, but, you know, mostly okay. So I just kind of do, you know, some double checks around the map here, just to see what's what, see who's what, you know, just a couple things. So we then go to formation. We're gonna swap here. Now, I said I didn't want Lyran and Kevin on the same side because they're both powerhouses, you know. Obviously, I don't need 2 of my best units on the same side. So I decided to move, you know, Kevin over there, keep Lyran where she's at over there. I have Sia there for range. We have Zack on the right side for range. And I was happy with the way this panned out here. You know, we got Sean there on the thing. So then we go to info, and we do our augury. You should be more considerate of your elders, you know. Walking up these steps is no easy task. Do I look young? Now for your augury, you will pay the 100 gold. And of course, we'll pay the 100 gold. Assassins, both in class and in name. Your most dangerous foes are their leaders, the zeros. If you're not careful, they could instantly destroy you. If you don't defeat them now, they will surely harm you later in your journey. You must slay your enemies now, and prevent them from attacking you in the future. With one exception, the emotionally troubled man. Defense first, offense later. Your enemies aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Knights and other armored units will be useful. Axe users will suffer. So I actually thought about bringing Mark. I wanted to bring Mark. And after this augury, that put it in stone that we're not doing that. So we obviously learned that we need to kill this assassin or he'll be a problem later on. This assassin here, though, we want to keep alive. And I thought people could talk to him, so later we do some special trickery to try to get to him. But, yeah, not violent in nature. That's what I knew. Alright, we're not supposed to kill him. And obviously we need to kill him. So that elixir, you know, I wanted to steal, which at the time I did not realize it would not be stealable, but, you know, then I just do some double checks on the map. And I accidentally start the map here. This is not what I wanted. This was complete accident that I did this. So I end up resetting here. And, you know, nothing happened. And we reread the augury just because I already spent the 100 gold. You know, I was explaining, I was like, I spent the 100 gold, that was my mistake. You know, and even though we know what the augury is, we'll still spend the 100 gold. You know, it was my mistake. I don't want to cheese the game that way. So, That's why we just kind of skip over this. I already know what it says. I just need to spend the gold on it. There you go. So go back to pick units. Everyone's the same. I realized that we have to redo our formation, obviously. And I didn't notice it here, but you can see when you select things, the outside black box turns green. I didn't notice that till later on. I'll try to pinpoint the place where I noticed that. But as you can see, I'm doing formations here. Yeah, so obviously I'm looking at, you know, stuff like Anakin doesn't need a tomb. He's pure motivation and healer. He's fine. You transfer that no thung, and I'm looking for more weapons to give Sean because, you know. And I noticed, I was like, ooh, look at all these elixirs. That is going to be some good cash when we get to a shop. Now here the music fades out because I'm looking at his secret shop. I swore that the secret shop was in chapter 22. It was not, spoiler, but that's why we're going to take a minute here to look at that, which is good. It'll give me some more time to explain things. But yeah, I mean, I see all these elixirs, I get excited. I'm like, ooh, look at all this money. And then money triggered in my mind, oh, we have the member card. Isn't there a secret thing here? So that's why we do this. We're just looking this up real quick. I'm just doing a real quick look at it. Couple things that I want to mention before we start here. Let's see. Actually, never mind. We're not quite at those points yet. I wrote down a little list because I came back later after I recorded this before I went to the gym, and now it's like literally 4, 5, 6 hours later. So I wrote down some notes on some things I was thinking at the time, how the episode went, so I can kind of have a little refresher of what I wanted to say at certain parts in the episode. Anyways, yeah, we're back. I did not realize how little money we had. 102 gold. Didn't even realize it was that low. That's crazy. That's crazy. We can't even buy it. We can only buy one more augury until we get to a thing. So, anyways, I don't remember what exactly I stopped here for. I don't remember at all, actually. But it's okay, I guess, as long as we're not here too long. I honestly don't know what I'm stuck here on. Maybe I'm talking about something? Not sure. Not sure at all. We could kind of, you know, move this along. I don't really have much to say right now. Boy, what was I talking about here? I'm so mad. I was really happy with how this episode went. The commentary and everything, you know. We had some moments that kind of made me a little jittery and... Ugh. It really made me mad. Alright, we go back to trading, so we take a look at Sean. I'm like, is Sean good? You know, we're you know, just looking around, obviously. And, yeah, so obviously we're going to give that. Ace is good. I don't really give Ace anything. Ace is pretty good with what he's got. Obviously, we're going to give away the Solstice. And here's where I realized, I'm like, oh, we are doing really bad on lances. We have no lances. I knew here, I was like, our lances are bad. So I'm looking like, can she use anything? Swords. Alright, great. Oh, she can't use steel. I need to get her a sword somehow. I was like, Altheris is level 20, so Altheris, give her your sword. Altheris should not be needing his sword. So, you know, that was my logic there. I was like, Altheris won't need a sword, swap it on over. We'll let her use swords, build that sword up. Kevin, I was like, do I have any iron axes? No. I wish I would have bought some, but whatever. Kevin's fine with what he's got. So we leave Kevin alone. Altheris is obviously fine. Emma, deposit the steel lance, obviously. Another vulnerary, don't need two. Lyram was fine. I looked at her, I was like, she's fine. She's got plenty of uses on everything. Obviously, deposit the steel bow, or silver bow. He's good. Zach was good. And Siegfried, obviously, we can't use. Kellic, you know, same thing. So at this point, I think I was okay with everyone's inventory status. And I saw Eduardo had the hero quest, so from this point, I really start depositing a lot of our items. At this point, I was like, you know what? If Leo takes off with all of our stuff, because if you remember, the whole reason I held all these on characters was in case he ran off somehow with all our stuff. But I was like, you know, if they really have him run off with everything in our convoy, that is just going to be bad ROM hack design. It'll be a bad ROM hack. It honestly will. So, like, you know what? It's safe to deposit a lot of these things. We're going to do it. Keep them all nice and organized. And I came to Risk, and I was like, wait, he's got the Fennekiss. I can give that to somebody. So I was like, well, you know, I come looking, like, who all has A? And I was like, oh, Sean. All right, that's great. It's got 90 hit. It's got infinite uses. That's really, really good. I give it to Sean. I'm like, can anyone else use it? Nope. And there's like, oh, Kellic. Because we have the other Heaven Seal. So when we get Kellic back, I can give it to Kellic, and Kellic can just start getting levels, and we can give him the Heaven Seal and all that, blah, 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 you know. So, you know, we give him the Fennekiss, I'm like, well, he doesn't need his swords anymore. So, give away his swords, we obviously don't need those. And then, I believe, one last look at everybody, make sure everybody's okay. Then I was like, oh, Leopold, great. I really should have taken the gold. I really should have. And that's what I said there. It's like, I'm so mad. We should have had 10,000 gold would have been nice. Also, fun fact, I didn't mention this in the episode, but if you decline him, you get 10,000 gold, and you get the Silmeria, the lance they were talking about, which is a really good spear-type weapon. Really, really good. It has 19 might, 25 uses, 1 to 2 range. Really good weapon. But, we missed out on that, obviously. At this point, I'm just kind of looking around, you know, doing some last-second things. Then we're going to save, and we will go ahead and begin the fight. We will obviously deposit Liuk. We want him to level up. Sean, these are yours.
I'll make good use of them.
Thanks. So here we get the Sylvans, we get some weapons, and the Heaven Seal, which we knew the Heaven Seal was coming, not the weapons. So I come here to take a look at the weapons, and I was like, ooh, it's a PRF weapon, legendary, infinite uses. That is beautiful. And, so I'm comparing Fennekiss and Sylvans, and at first, I stupidly think that the Fennekiss is better. Okay, I later learned the error of my ways, but at first, I think the Fennekiss is better. So I'm like, well, you know, I have these now. Can I give the Fennekiss to anybody? Answer is no. So Sean now has both of these, but yeah, I mean, at first, I looked at stats. I was like, well, Fennekiss has 10 more hit, it weighs a lot less, and it only has 3 less might. Obviously, it's better, right? That's what I thought at first, because I looked at it and I was like, ooh, we're going to be taking a -7 to our speed. That's crazy. So, you know, I was a little put down at first. I was like, okay, these weapons aren't that great. We have Fennekiss. I very shortly will learn the error of my ways. Very, very shortly. So what I do here is I have Kevin come over here. I was like, yeah, I'll also have Kevin draw them all out. But after Kevin's turn's over, I'm like, wait, the assassin can reach. Oh, lethality. I forgot about lethality. And, obviously, I don't want any of my units dying to lethality. That would be complete horse crap garbage. So, I try to rescue Kevin. No one can rescue him that I try to use. And, it's just kind of that, you know. So, that's why I handle the right side differently. I'm like, well, I'm not going to let anyone draw them in on the right side. You know, I'll just let them come to me. The left side's already screwed. So, I was like, well, nothing I can really do except, try to rescue here. Obviously not. Like, well, just gotta hope for the best then. And that's exactly what I will do. I keep her there in case she needs to go to either side for healing. You never know. Again, keep them out of their range. Have him just motivate for XP.
You can do it.
You can do it. Yep. Just have him motivate for XP. He can't ever turn down XP. Not at all. And I send Sean that way because I got Kevin on the left. Not to mention, you know, Kevin's drawing the guy out. Kevin is a real bulky man, dude. You know, Kevin is just... He's a weapon of mass destruction. He's a god. You know? He just actually is. He's a bulky, tanky god. And, you know, these people just run up. And I'm like, wow, Kevin's one-shotting this guy. Kevin actually one-shot this guy. That's freaking insane, dude. Kevin is just so good. Kevin is just so good. And these guys run up, I'm like, great, they're moving. That's actually good for me. That's really good for me. Means I don't have to really worry. This guy moves up, like, please just don't lethality me. He doesn't even hit, and I'm like, that is great. And then Kevin dances. So Kevin's like, let me show you how to crit. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kevin. Kevin's just a freaking monster, dude. Kevin's back on his footloose ways, you know, he's back to his dancing grind. Silver Sword, obviously very good. And then the rest of these units just kind of move up. You know, bow guy, yeah, whatever. Whatever, buddy. You enjoy that. So this next turn is where I learned that Sean, the Sylvans are good, but I don't know their full potential yet. I still don't realize their full potential here. So I'm thinking, I'm like, alright, well, what do I do here? What can I do here? I need this guy dead. And, you know, I'm like, well, that's not really going to work. He's not going to be able to do much. So I send Sean over here. I'm like, okay, 18 times 2, let's compare. And this is where I learned that it's a brave weapon. The Sylvans are a brave weapon with infinite uses. that is really good. So this is where I'm like, okay, these weapons actually might be pretty good. These weapons are going to be really cool. And his animation for them is amazing. I freaked out over this animation. Oh, it's such a good animation. It's such a good animation. And in the first or two turns that Sean attacks, I'm sitting here like, okay, please let Sean crit. I want to see this crit. Like, Sean does, oh man, his animations are just really good, dude. They really are. Sean's animations are just so good. I mean, there's just no denying it. They are just so good. So here I'm like, okay, well, if I have Lyran kill, then I can motivate Sean and send Sean up, because now Sean's got good weapons. I'm like, well, okay. It might be the turnaround for Sean, you know? Sean was going to go from a kind of measly, barely usable unit. He might be pretty usable now. And I don't know when, but at some point in this episode, I talk about maybe pumping a bunch of stat boost items into Sean, turning him into another god, you know, a new god. So I talked about that at some point. I don't remember when. It was a little bit ahead of this. I'm not sure the exact moment, though. But like I said, we're just going to do this. And I'm like, well, you know. And I do some looking here. I'm like, well, we can't double. And I was confused for a second. I'm like, well, if these are brave weapons, why are we doubling with everything else? And then I was like, oh, wait, because the Sylvans are so heavy, and this dude's an assassin, he's obviously going to have a lot of speed. So I do a little speed comparison here, and that's what I find out. Like, you know, if I don't wield these, then we naturally double. If I do, we're super slow, but they're brave weapons, so we double. And obviously, I'm going to take the brave weapon, because that's 2 hits before he gets to attack. And on a 98, we should be able to kill him. Ergo, no chance of getting lethality. So we take him down. I'm like, Sean, good job. You know, it's the return of Sean. And this is where I realize assassins give a buku crap ton of experience. A literal buku crap ton of experience. And it's like, oh my gosh, that is so much experience. It really is, dude. The assassins give a lot of experience. So I send Ace up, and you know, Ace is super speedy. Ace has no problems. Ace is so freaking good. I love Ace. I'm still swooning over Ace. I mean, how do you not? It's Ace, man. It's just Ace. That's all it is. It's just Ace. So here I try to give Karina kills. I'm like, oh, beautiful. The Iron Sword, perfect. You do the exact amount of damage you need. And I believe she crits here, right? Nope. Must come a little later. I know she does get an unnecessary crit somewhere, but obviously it wasn't there. Might be in another couple turns. Anyway, so I just kind of think, alright, well, where do I want to move Kevin? Like, well, the mage can't hit us, so that's perfect range. We can draw them in. Mage isn't coming. We can send down Sia. Send down Altheras, because we want him to steal. Emma still didn't know where to send her. You know, I was like, well, no one's really injured now. I think I just keep her in the spot she's at. And as per usual, I'm extra cautious. Just check and see what everyone who's running at us has. Just so I can kind of do some future preparation. I don't know why I go down to check them, but whatever. And the Thunderbolt, I was like, well, I really want this Thunderbolt. And where can I even get the Thunderbolt? Where can you even kill him? Oh, you kill him on that spot to the right. The problem, though, is if he uses Thunderbolt, which he will if you go in range, then it's the Thunder that he'll drop. So I was thinking, I was like, well, how do you get there? Do you just have to bull rush the right side and then walk up to him and hope that he uses Thunder before he's out of Thunderbolts? I don't know. That's it's a little crazy. Trying to get that's a little hard. And here I remember laughing at this dude. I'm like, you are on a defensive tile, and it did absolutely nothing for you. Kevin still wrecked you. You did no damage. Like, I just remember laughing that one off. I was like, ha, that's great. Kevin laughs at you. That's all Kevin does is laugh, dude. And they all kind of run to the left side here, which is not the best. You know, I don't think I was too worried, but I was like, well, can someone run right, please? And it's like, oh, reinforcements. So it looks like I'm going to have to leave behind a unit or two for the reinforcements. Maybe next turn where I said that, the next set of reinforcements out those stairs, but I do remember, you know, mentioning it. And so here I kind of play a little cautious. I'm like, well, we have a Killing Edge and a Woe Dow. So I was trying to make a decision. I was like, do I run back on the stairs and let them run at Kevin 1-1? Or what? And then I was like, well, if I kill the Woe Dow and the Killing Edge guy, then there's no problems over here. You know, the rest of these guys are unpromoted. There's really nothing to worry about. I wouldn't be concerned at all, to be quite honest. And so here I'm like, okay, well, Karina can kill. At this point, I'm dedicated. At this point, I'm like, all right, we're going for it. We have to kill both of them. Here's where she gets her crit. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm dedicated. We're going for it. You know, now Karina's stuck here. Don't have a choice. Gotta kill them. They need to die. And I was actually really lucky here, because Kevin didn't double, and Kevin couldn't kill. And it would have been quite bad. I think we would have been fine, but we could have gotten very unlucky, which would not have surprised me. We could have gotten unlucky, and he could have hit Sia and killed her. But, you know, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to go for it. You know, I'm dedicated now. I can't leave Karina here all on her own. And, you know, the other thing is, if Kevin hit... Okay, here's the thing. Kevin, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll mention it when it comes up. You know, like I said, I'm just deciding, like, well, what do I do now? I can't really do anything. I have to go for it, you know? I have to hit him. And then I have to hope for the best after this. And I didn't think about it at the time, but I think about it now. Kevin crits, and I was so happy. I was like, Kevin, you monster. That was so necessary. That was such a necessary crit. Kevin is an absolute monster. I love Kevin. That crit right there could have potentially been life-saving. And then he gets a really good level up to go with it. You know, the whole left column. But, I didn't think about it at the time, but my concern was that he was going to attack, like, Sia and kill her. Obviously, I'm not worried about Kevin. But, Sia's really speedy, dodgy, and has high luck, so she might have been fine. B, that dude would have only had, what, 2 or 3 health, and so he probably would have ran away to heal anyways, so I think we would have been fine. Now here I get upset, because we're getting magic screwed on our Sage. I don't think she's gotten one magic level up since... I don't think she's gotten a single magic level up since we promoted her. So, 8 levels, no magic, that's a little upsetting. I didn't look it up then, but I'm going to look it up now. Because, you know, it's not going to affect the game at all. Because the gameplay's already recorded, so it's not clicking out the emulator. But, I actually want to see her magic rolls. Last promise, growth. Because I swear that she hasn't gotten any growth since she promoted. Her strength growth is 50-50. All my mages, I'm not even kidding, all my mages are getting magic screwed. I don't think there's a single mage that is not getting magic screwed. This is actually crazy. I didn't know that she was 50-50. Because Emma is also 50-50. And in 13 or 14 levels, we look at it later and talk about it later, Emma only has 1 level up, and that's with a promotion. 14 levels with promotion, only 1 magic level up. And she is also a 50-50. So... yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But at that point, I'm happy. I was like, you know what? The Woe Dow is dead. Killing Edge is dead. I have no worries. I literally have no worries now. You know, we just do that for the XP. And then we skip this turn here. Or we skip his turn here, I should say. So if we look, Anakin's got 35. Anakin's a little more acceptable. 35, that's quite a roll to get. But, I mean... 50-50 for Emma and I actually put Altharius in a little bit of risk here. He kills this guy and I get worried, and then this guy comes up and I'm like, please don't kill him. You know, I was like, and I was wondering why Altharius, like, these guys have a high hit on him, and I told Altharius, I'm like, don't kill him, you're gonna die. But I came out and like, well, we have a wall here, no one else can hit him, so even if he killed him, we would have been fine. It was a little scary though. Altharius did get put in a scary situation there, so I was just thankful Altharius did not die. I was thankful he didn't die, and I see these archers, I'm like, well, we have a wall, no one's touching him, we're fine. Anyways, back to growth. Anakin's got 35, Sia's got 50, I know Emma has 50, I just can't find, yeah, there's Emma, 50, yeah, so I really don't get why I'm getting magic screwed so hard. I actually am. And here I was like, oh, this guy couldn't crit. Kevin's luck is finally high enough to where he's not getting crit, and that made me happy. I was like, good. This guy runs at ace, and I just have to laugh at him. 1 hit for 0 damage. And then ace with the crit. Bang, a bang, bang. And I don't think it's there. I think I mentioned it later. I mentioned it at some point. It's there or later. But I say, you don't want to mess with ace, because if you see that glowy tip, you know you're done. You know you're a goner. You see that glowy tip, and you might as well start saying your prayers, because you're dead. I don't remember if it was there or later, but I did say after one of his crits. I feel like it was later, but I don't know. So here I was like, alright, well they're not spawning out these stairs anymore. That's cool. Check his range just once again. Just because I want to try and plan so I can get those. Obviously don't want to use the javelin. And then I'm like, well, we have Sean with his Silvins. Let's go. So I just have him javelin this fool here. Like, well, that works for me. And he does get hit, and I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. And then we miss. I'm like, really? We miss an 88 and he hits a 49? Are you kidding me? And then I'm like, strength, speed, those are 2 good stats. I'll take that. Those are 2 very good stats for Ace. So I was trying to get Zach to kill that that mage there. Wasn't happening, unfortunately. So, you know, there's that. Unfortunately, there's that. So I just, you know, I'm gonna let you guys watch this. I don't need to really explain how the turn-by-turn basis goes. I let her kill him. I'm like, great. This is a great time to use our 1 lance. That's perfect. But my original plan was to have this be a 27 and 50 minute split. You know, but now that I'm post-commentating, you know, I can split it more evenly, like a 35, 39 or something, you know. Something a little more even there, so, just know I'm gonna have the same format. I'll just pick somewhere when I'm post-editing, or when I'm editing, and I'll just chop it off somewhere in the middle, have the fade out, fade in, so it'll be just like, it was live commentary, but, you know, obviously it's the same thing, just post-commentary. So I don't know where I'm gonna cut at, but I'll try to pick a spot. I don't know. We'll see. Try to pick a spot more in the middle, but, you know, around the 25, 6, 7 minute mark. It was around 27. There's like a little 2-3 second pause that I did because I knew I was gonna cut, but that obviously didn't happen. So, anyways, as you can see, we're just clearing these guys out. No big deal at all, you know. These guys are not a problem at all. Just clearing them out. I'm like, well, see, you can just wreck this dude. Wreck his day. Why not? So I believe it's this turn or the next turn. It's probably the next turn. But at this point, I'm trying to... actually, I take it back. I put him there. It's in a turn or two, but I start trying to plot how I'm supposed to get that Thunderbolt, you know? I'm just gonna let these guys come up at me and die. I mean, that's a given. Lyran, obviously a goddess. Goddess. It might have been around this point, I don't remember, but I do remember talking about specific gods. You know, I was sitting here like, gosh, dude, we have so many, there's so many good characters in this game. Lyris is a Pegasus goddess. Kevin is the tank goddess. Kevin is a god of tanks. I mentioned Sean is about to be a god of just, you know, everything now. Sean's just about to be a cavalier god. It's crazy. It just really is. And every time in this battle, until it happens, I was asking Sean, like, Sean, please crit. I want to see your crit. Sean, please let me see your crit. And it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't. I'm like, Sean, I want to see your crit. Just let me see your crit. Because your animation is so good now.